If you're an online entrepreneur, then you know what it's like to create offers, and that can be really easy or really difficult depending on how you look at it. But you don't actually need a better offer. You might just need a better way to connect the offer to the people who need it the most. And in today's episode, I'm going to be sharing three key ingredients to absolutely crush your next offer, whether it's online or in person, whatever you're putting together or packaging up for your people, or maybe you just want to revisit an offer that you already have. But there are three ingredients. We are going to keep this high level and really simple so that anyone can understand it, whether you're creating your first online offer or, like I said, maybe you're refining and you want to see your sales go up. I promise this will be the thing to help. So let's dive in. Welcome back to the Messy Success Podcast, where your growth is our favorite topic. I'm Elizabeth Henson, and on this channel, we share behind the scenes of building a business using our community-based marketing and real life lessons to make business easy and profitable. We help you combine your Dharma, your skills, and your offers to build the business of your dreams on your terms. I don't give average business advice, I hate to tell you, but I'm here to help you unlock your superpowers that are already within you. So make sure you follow along, hit that subscribe button, and I promise you'll start becoming more magnetic and see your own community grow around your brand. Ready to talk about the three ingredients that are going to help you crush your next offer. Now, when I'm working with my students and community members inside my signature coaching program, Elevate, if they are starting from scratch or they are in a position in their business where they want a cash injection and they want it fast, one of my favorite things to have them do is just to think about what is one thing that you could teach in 1 hour and give a transformation and have someone pay you for that hour, and they're walking away with something, whether it's transformation, whether it's tangibles, it doesn't matter. But if you can break down one of your skill sets into a 1 hour offer, I got this idea from a friend that did Facebook ads in an hour, and you would book an hour with her and you would walk away with your Facebook ad done. And then I created a similar offer called Facebook Groups in an hour, how to set up your Facebook group for leads and sales in just 1 hour flat. And that crushed it. There's something about being able to say, I can give you this in this amount of time and people will pay money for it. Co-creation is the new, courses are not as popular as they used to be. I really believe co-creating is where it's at. People will gladly pay you for an hour of your time. Think therapist, think doctor, think car mechanic. You're paying someone for their time to walk away with something fixed rather than you sitting there watching all the YouTube videos on how to fix it yourself, right? That's the difference. And this offer will work for this 3-part framework will work for that, or it will work for anything. But if you're watching this and you're fairly new and you're like, I just want to get my first offer out there, really think about what you can promise in 1 hour. That's just an example. It could be 90 minutes, it could be 30 minutes, it doesn't matter. Okay, so these three and key words are interesting today. These key ingredients to crush your next offer are: what do they feel when they see the offer? What are they going to be part of? And then what are they going to get? So we're going to go over these one by one, but feel, be part of, and what are they going to get? Okay, so let's break this down because a lot of people really dive into the what are they going to get, and then they forget about what are people going to feel. And then a lot of times people focus so much on the transformation and all the feels that people are actually like, but what am I paying for? So you really want all three of these. So let's start with number one. What do they feel when they look at your offer? This is your leadership energy. This is the why should I choose you? Why her? What makes people lean in before they actually know the logistics and the deliverables? Do they feel seen and understood? Do they feel a sense of relief because they feel that you can solve their problem? Do they feel a sense of possibility that they might not have felt before? And do they feel supported? So what are they going to feel? And this is all going to come together in the way that you position your offer. So you want that emotional clarity. You want to really captivate the emotional buyers. They need to feel seen. They need to feel like you understand their specific problem. Okay. So when I had my Facebook groups in an hour, it was very easy for people to say, oh my gosh, I either have a Facebook group or I want a Facebook group for leads and sales. I know that I like Facebook groups. I know Facebook, they can feel seen and heard in their problem, that is something very specific that they want solved. Okay. So that is, what are they going to feel? Are you positioning the offer in a way that you are activating the part of them that feels seen? Okay. Now, number 2, what are they going to feel a part of? Now, this is where the community-based marketing, which is totally my bread and butter, my superpower, comes in. Right. Again, I said co-creation is going to be huge in 2026. So whether it's an hour with you, whether it's a workshop, whether it's a mastermind, whether it's group coaching, or whether it's just one-to-one coaching, what are they actually going to be part of? Is it a community of people who are like them? Is it a movement that they're proud of? Are they somehow, because they're giving you their money, are they making the world a better place? Are they getting into a space that is going to access a future version of themselves? Are they putting themselves in rooms with people who are going to make them better, or where they don't have to pretend to be further along when they are? What is like the community? What is the movement? If your business is a movement, right? My business is all about helping more people do what they love and make a living doing it. So anytime I'm selling something, there's that reminder of you're always going to be with other people who share our same values and our same mission. What becomes possible for them in the right ecosystem, right? So this is a step beyond what they're going to feel about themselves. What they're going to feel is more about their internal selfish energy. What they're going to feel part of is that external community, I'm in part of something bigger than me energy. Okay, so you want your offer to cover both of those. When people feel like they're part of something, they'll take bigger action and they'll transform faster than if they're doing it alone. And that's proven. Community is everything. Building a business that has a really big mission is everything. Even if you are a crochet artist or a painter, you are still on a mission for the arts, for creativity, for beautiful things that activate something in people. There's community in the smallest of niches. You just have to be able to position that in your offer. So that's a really fun one and a really important one, and an often forgotten one. A lot of times people will like, are you struggling with X, Y, and Z? Well, I have your solution. Here's what you'll get. But they forget to activate that part of the buyer that is something bigger and that makes them really feel like they're a part of something. Okay. And then the last one, which is the most simple, but when we get into high ticket transformational offers, this is the one that can sometimes get forgotten in this really deep transformation work, right? Especially if like maybe you do energy work, or maybe you're a life coach. Telling people what they get can be challenging. But this is the tangible layer. This is where my analytical buyers are going to be able to say, I am going to get, here's what I'm going to be paying for and walking away with in return. And my best friend, Angie, she will put in her marketing, here's what you'll walk away with. And then she lists everything that is like the tangible layer of what people are getting when they invest in her. So you don't have to overwhelm people with this like laundry list, but you want it to be really clear and actionable. So what are the clear steps that they're going to take? If this is transformation work, you're still going to be taking them on a 3-step process or a 5-step process. That's more tangible. If you're selling a service in an hour, what are you going to be doing in that hour together? We're going to set your goals, then we're going to map them, and then we're going to assign them, right? So it can be very simple. You're going to outline the support. This will be a 1-hour call where we will dive deep together and co-create your desired outcome. And then, of course, speaking to that outcome that they're going to walk away with. The promise for me was that the Facebook group would be all done and set up when they left the call. And we were going to do that together. We're going to name it together. We're going to set up the questions together. We're going to set up how to capture leads together. If they don't have a freebie, we're going to create that together so that when they leave that call, they know exactly what they're walking away with. And this is where you bring in that clear leadership. We start off with how they're going to feel. We remind them what they're going to be part of. And then we tell them exactly what they're going to get. What problem are we solving? And this is where you crush any confusion that they may have. And this gets really simple and clear. Don't get so far into the weeds and say, well, you're getting 9 modules and listing out all the modules. That's not really necessary. It could be, you're going to follow our 9-step framework that includes things like, because the confused mind doesn't buy. So you do want to keep it very simple. And here's what you're going to get. Now, if this is a really expensive course, then sure, map out the modules, but in one sentence, right? In module 1, we're going to cover blah, blah, blah. So you walk away with. I always remind people to add their so that's to their offer. We're going to build your Facebook group and name it together so that people can find you, so that it's attracting your ideal clients. So a lot of times the what we're giving can just be given a simple so that their mind understands what they're buying. You see what I did there? So you want that offer to become such a no-brainer offer because now they feel activated. They feel clear that you can solve their problem, that you're the person to do it. They feel clear that they're a part of something bigger, and they feel clear on exactly what they're getting for their investment. So very simple. What are they going to feel? What are they going to be part of? And what are they going to get? There is your 3 next steps to crush your next offer. I'm going to leave the creativity to you. We don't have to conquer everything in this episode, but as long as you are following those steps and just keeping that at the forefront of your mind and keeping it clear and simple, you want someone to be able to read this very quickly and to understand all 3 of those. So go write some killer offers as we go into 2026. If this was helpful, tag me. Let me know. If you put together a new offer, I'd love to see it. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for being here, friends. Happy offer writing. Happy offer creation. Thank you so much for being here and pushing play today. It absolutely means the world that you have found this podcast or found this YouTube channel, and we wouldn't exist without you. So if you're curious about finding your next step in business, don't forget to take our next step action quiz at elizabethhenson.co/next. And if you love this podcast or you love this channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, share it with a friend, or leave us a review. It truly means everything. And if you have a question or a barrier in your business, we are starting a new series where we're going to be coaching live on air and taking questions and using them as inspiration for the podcast. All you have to do to submit your question, or if you're interested in being a guest on the podcast, is go to elizabethhenson.co/ask. Again, that is specifically if you are open to being vulnerable and sharing about your business and being coached live on air. We hope to hear from you. All right, I'll see you guys next week.